Hello, my friend. So good
Hi,
to
how
see
are
you.
you?
All right. So now talk to us, from your perspective, the Callaway Brown is the
Yeah.
character that we follow through this journey. Talk to me about Callaway and how you see Callaway as they enter the story and what you would see as Callaway's journey through whichever adventure he winds his way through.
Sure. Okay. Well, whenever I think of my favourite stories in a very selfish way, books I read when I was a child and also now as an adult, and plays I've seen and movies I've loved and everything, always the most identifiable kind of an enjoyable, exciting and satisfying hero or heroine is one that doesn't know that they're a hero or heroine. You know, you want that to be something that is kind of thrust upon them and suddenly they're forced to act heroically, which for me is far more satisfying than somebody stepping up right at the start and going, I'm a pretty cool guy, you should see what I can do. And so Callaway absolutely takes this form of somebody who's kind of overlooked in society, who has a life because they're always traveling between two continents where they have to kind of straddle worlds and so never fully fit in either one. And so it was this predicament of somebody who hasn't yet proved themselves great in their own life, that if a big adventure were to befall them, could they prove themselves to be great? And having watched a lot of audiences watch this show, and yeah, having kind of sat in that experience a little bit, I've felt there's a real empathy from an audience. We all kind of wonder, you know, if we were forced to really wade into dangerous territory or high stakes territory, what would we become? What would we do? And yeah, so it's lovely to play out in real time and see how brave people can be from an audience seat.
I love what you're talking about, just that discovering, the discovery of the hero within, right?
Exactly.
That's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
And it feels very kindred with the work that I've seen First Stage make, and you know, the way that you empower and you embolden these audience members to kind of have faith in characters that aren't telling you everything at the start, but that invite you to go on a journey and see what they might become. So that's why when we had this chat, I was like, yes, of course, this makes sense.
Right? Well, that's the thing. You and I reached out to you because I was like, look, we're going to be virtual all season, and we're trying to find work that is built for the digital platform, that gets the audience to lean into the work the way that we hope they do when they're live in the theater. And for me, this was an opportunity, hopefully in that virtual world, that we're really asking them to lean in by directly asking them to contribute to what's going to happen, right? And leaving, you know, the fact that we'll be live streamed, right? So literally they're seeing, you know, live these actors having to react to the moment and the choices that are made, and to life. I think hopefully gets that sort of immediacy there.
Yeah, because, you know, this whole process, this thing that everybody around the world is dealing with at the moment, you know, that notion of what it is to sit in a theatre, because when you sit in a theatre, you know, tests have been done and people's hearts literally beat at the same time. There's this kinship that's born from sitting side by side in a dark room and seeing a story play out. And it's beautiful and it's really affecting and can be quite life-changing or empowering. And so, yeah, you're right. How do we create that same sense of invitation and connection and worthiness when you're on one side of a screen and I'm on the other side of a screen? And I love that
idea of if we're able to encourage people even to have watch parties, like as they're watching, right, and as they're voting and other sort of things, adding in that layer of activity, because it is that sense of, you know, trying to convince everybody, or even at your household, are you voting 5 times? Is everybody in your room, in your household, do they each have their phones, or are you choosing to vote together? What are you gonna do?
My favorite moments in this show is the anarchy. It's when you see audiences turn on each other and demand that people choose the thing they want. And that's great when the stakes are that high. And so if you could be doing that from a bunch of screens around the place. Yeah, 5 years ago or so, when I first came to Milwaukee and you walked me around your theatre and you said, this is a show we did recently. And it was just you had bodies on the stage and sticks, I think it was, but you were talking about how you made people fly, how you made them levitate, how you made them go in slow motion. And I'm like, yeah, cool, this guy's imagination. It doesn't matter what the words are on a page or the limitations of gravity are. You'll find a way to make it work. So I'm expecting all the same stuff in this kind of, this computer version way. Yeah. The fact that you can manifest magic, you can make the tricks happen.